A chilling wind howled through the desolate ruins of Blackwood Mansion, a place long abandoned, rumored to be cursed. A group of 4 treasure hunters, Ryan, Ethan, Blake, and Daniel, stood before the decaying gates, their flashlights flickering against the dense fog. They had come searching for the legendary Bloodstone chest, an artifact said to hold unimaginable wealth but cursed to bring doom upon the greedy. Ryan, the leader, smirked as he pushed open the gate, its rusty hinges shrieking like a wounded beast. The sound echoed unnervingly through the silent night. He turned to the others. "Wealth awaits us inside, boys. Just stick to the plan." A distant howl rose in the air, sending a shiver down Daniel's spine. He hesitated, glancing at the twisted iron bars. "Maybe we should..." Ethan cut him off with a scoff. "Don't go soft on us now." The gate slammed shut behind them as they entered, sealing their fate. Inside, an eerie silence blanketed the air, pressing down on them like a suffocating weight. The walls were lined with portraits of hollow-eyed ancestors, their gazes eerily lifelike, following every movement. A layer of dust coated the marble floor, disturbed only by their hesitant footsteps. Daniel shivered. "Something feels wrong." Ethan rolled his eyes. "Ghost stories won't stop us from becoming millionaires." Their footsteps echoed unnaturally as they ventured deeper, following an ancient map stolen from an old librarian who had warned them never to enter Blackwood Mansion. "Many have tried before you," the old man had said, his voice grave. "None returned. But greed had blinded them. They ignored the warnings. Then the whispering began. Low, hissing voices slithered through the air, forming incomprehensible words. The sound crawled into their ears, sending icy tendrils of fear through their veins. Daniel spun around, his flashlight trembling. "Did you hear that?" Blake forced a laugh. "It's just the wind." But deep down, they all felt it. The mansion was alive. A grandfather clock in the hallway struck midnight, its chimes impossibly loud. The portraits seemed to shift in the flickering candlelight. Shadows moved where they shouldn't. And still, the whispering continued. After what felt like hours of navigating twisting hallways and trap-laden floors, they finally reached a hidden chamber beneath the mansion. The air was thick, heavy with the scent of damp stone and decay. At its center stood an ancient stone pedestal, atop which rested the bloodstone chest, a small ebony box adorned with rubies that gleamed like fresh blood. Ryan's breath hitched. "We finally found it." Ethan stepped forward eagerly, reaching out. Bang! The door behind them slammed shut on its own. The torches on the walls flared to life, their flames dancing violently, casting grotesque shadows on the walls. The room seemed to shrink, the air pressing in around them. Daniel whimpered, "Guys, we shouldn't be here." But Ryan was already prying open the chest. The moment the lid lifted, a deafening shriek erupted, a wail so inhuman that their ears bled. The walls trembled, the air thickened with an invisible force. From within the chest, black mist poured out, swirling like living shadows before taking form. A towering, grotesque figure draped in darkness, its hollow eyes burning with crimson fire. "You have taken what is forbidden." The entity's voice was the sound of 1,000 screams. "And now you shall pay." The 4 friends turned to run, but the chamber had shifted, trapping them in a labyrinth of moving walls and endless corridors. Blake panicked, banging against the stone. "There's no way out." The entity's ghastly laughter filled the air. Then, one by one, it began claiming its price. Blake's greed. He grabbed a handful of blood-red jewels from the chest, ignoring the screams around him. But as soon as the gems touched his skin, his flesh began to rot, his body decaying before their eyes, until nothing remained but dust. Ethan's betrayal. Desperate, Ethan pushed Daniel toward the entity, hoping to sacrifice him. But the shadows coiled around Ethan instead, dragging him into the abyss, his screams fading into eternity. Daniel's cowardice. Overwhelmed with fear, Daniel fell to his knees, begging for mercy. "Please, I didn't want this," the entity sneered. "Yet you followed. The greedy and the weak suffer alike." Daniel's body turned to solid stone, forever frozen in terror. Only Ryan remained. The entity loomed over Ryan. "And you, the mastermind, the one who led them here." Ryan trembled, his voice barely a whisper. "Please, spare me." The entity tilted its head. "Spare you? You chose greed over wisdom. You ignored the warnings." The shadows tightened round Ryan, lifting him into the air. "Your punishment shall be bitter